to greet those that were with him by name, personally, individually. I want to close this 3 John here this morning with by looking at briefly the principal lesson John wanted to drive home in this letter to Gaius and to us. And it's found in verse 11. Beloved, do not imitate what is evil, but what is good. He who does good is of God, but he who does evil has not seen God. And so he tells Gaius, do not imitate what is evil, but what is good. And the context of this declaration is the evil actions of Diotrephes, communicating, do not follow or allow yourself to be influenced to compromise some aspect of your Christian life by some Diotrephes. No matter how powerful they are, no matter what threats they bring against you, how much pressure they might put on you, do not follow or imitate them. Don't follow or imitate someone who, as we've seen through the list, loves to have the preeminence. They're self-centered and they're self-promoting, or is rebellious toward any authority in life that they dislike, or is proud and unteachable. They think they know everything. Or the person who slanders everyone who disagrees with them. Or someone who is controlling, dictatorial, and manipulative in their treatment of people. And don't follow anyone or imitate someone who is harsh and heavy-handed in their treatment of other people. And you look at this and you might wonder, why would the Apostle John need to say this in verse 11 to such a good and godly man as Gaius, except that he needed to hear it. And we all need to hear it. To have someone like the Apostle John either look us right in the eye, or to put an arm around our shoulder and say, you're doing great, but you're in a very difficult situation here where there's lots of pressure to compromise as a Christian. Do not do so under any circumstances. And instead imitate those who are doing good, like myself, like Demetrius, and especially like Jesus. Paul wrote in this regard in 1 Corinthians 15:33. He said, do not be deceived. Evil company corrupts good manners. I like it in the Amplified Bible. It puts it this way. Do not be so deceived and misled. Evil companionships, communion and associations corrupt and deprave good manners and morals and character. And so this morning, just to stop and ask ourselves, have I given a place of influence to some Diotrephes in my life, where I am buckling under their manipulation, their power plays, their demands that they're bringing upon me? Or worse yet, am I making some Diotrephes an example for living my life? Some Diotrephes or someone who shares the characteristics of Diotrephes that is at my school, or someone who's at work, or someone in my family, maybe someone that I'm married to, someone even at church, or by means of some music band, or some podcaster, or someone that we're following on social media. And if so, then to just cease allowing their evil influence in our lives, and to return to good and godly examples in our lives, to the ones that we imitate. And to just take a moment here this morning and to stop and to consider, who are the influencers in our lives? Who do we choose to imitate? Who do we choose to make our examples, and see if anyone near and far falls into the category of Diotrephes, and I am caving under their pressure and under the pressure of their manipulation. And it's necessary to do that. I remember many, many decades ago now, so nobody will ever be able to identify them, but I remember a woman and her husband attended the church weekly for a very, very long time. And then come to find out that he would take her to strip clubs with him. And she felt like she had to go there because she was his wife. And it's an extreme example. And forgive me if I've mortified any of you. But this is the kind of thing where a person can feel like, I have to follow this Diotrephes. And by what they're doing and all these mental gymnastics we can do and rationalizations and justifications and reasons why. And John steps in and says, no, don't give this kind of person at all a place of influence, much less to actively imitate them. Now, I also, and I close with this, if you sit here this morning and in your past, if it has included some Diotrephes, some leader within the body of Christ who did a lot of damage to you and did a lot of damage to other Christians,